Hi there, Rabbi. It's a cold but beautiful day where we are. You on one side of the Potomac and me on the other. But elsewhere in the world, there is famine, there is pestilence, there is war, there are fires. It's raining cats and dogs somewhere, I'm sure of it. Are we entering into the end of times?
Absolutely, Joe. And that's our topic for this video, for this podcast, is the uncovering. Now, maybe you've never heard the word the uncovering. Maybe you've heard the word the apocalypse. The word apocalypse means the uncovering, which means the end of days is coming, according to Judaism. And I've spent the last couple of weeks reading through our Jewish teachings, the Talmud, the Midrash, and everything points to the end of days. That's what we call it in Judaism, the end of days. And the word apocalypse is the uncovering that happens before the end of days. And the events are exactly what's going on. Parts of the world will be ravaged by fire. They can't control it in California. There's going to be famine and hunger, Africa. And most of all, there's going to be a war in the Middle East. The nations will rise up to destroy the state of Israel, and nations will unite to destroy the state of Israel. And then our teachings say other countries will start attacking Jews and blaming Jews and stop supporting the state of Israel and stop supporting the country that got it. And the Middle East will be the center of the uncovering. And next, our teachings say we're going to get government leaders who make lies and promise to solve everything and only make things worse for everyone. All these things are happening. And I could continue to go on. Our literature talks about the climate changing and the land being uninhabitable. All of this is the uncovering, Joe. The common word is the apocalypse, leading up to the end of days.
Well, quote Butch Cassidy, don't sugarcoat it, tell it like it is. But isn't it true that everybody's been blaming the Jews for a long time about everything? I still have my Jewish space laser t-shirt. We've had wars, we've had famine, we've had all kinds of things going bad, and the Middle East has always been a cheery, bright spot on the horizon. What makes this different?
It's much wider spread and it's much more than ever happened. And I did look back at the history during other times, and nothing has been this predictable. Nothing has ever reached this level that follows our literature. Even anti-Semitism and hating the Jews has never risen to the level it is now, and people blaming other people for everything, and every religion pointing a finger and saying they're wrong and we're right. This is reaching a crescendo, and that's what the Midrash, the Talmud, and the Torah predict for the end of days. So we are watching the great uncovering, Joe, and it's going to lead to God revealing himself, and everyone will be saved. That's also part of the teaching. When things become unbearable, when there's nowhere, things couldn't get worse, then the Messiah will come, announce God's kingdom on earth, and all people will be saved. I can't stress that enough. It's not that only 36 people will get on the bus. It's not that only those that have a certain belief God's going to save. According to Jewish teaching, things will get this bad, and everyone will recognize God's strength and God's love, and then we're going to have God's kingdom on earth.
So this is all part of a strategy to get everybody to be enthusiastic about following along and not wanting to stay behind. Is that what you're saying?
It's all of us recognizing that the end of days is coming, and it's going to be okay because everyone will be united with God.
Well, so what should I do to prepare? Should I break out the sackcloth and ashes?
That's neat that you say that, Joe, because there's two prongs to the apocalypse, to the end of days. One is what I just described. The other is there will be no fires, disasters, famine, rape, pillaging, and hate. If people turn and love one another, if people pass laws and take care of the environment, people do all of God's teachings according to the prophets, according to the Sermon on the Mount, then there will be no bad things. We'll still have an uncovering, but it'll be the good path. So right now, we're at the cusp, Joe, according to the teachings of the Jewish mystics. If we continue, the destruction, the famine, the fire, the pillaging, the destruction will continue until the end of days. Or if we see this as, we're not going to let this happen. We're going to take care of each other. We're going to be nice and kind. We're not going to spread rumors. We're not going to elect people who want to take over other countries. We're not going to do that. We're going to follow the best teachings of the Sermon on the Mount of Jesus. We're going to follow the best teachings of Muhammad. We're going to do the best teachings of Moses. Then we'll still have the end of days, but it'll be much more pleasant.
Well, there you go, America, and all the ships at sea. If you want to see the Super Bowl, you've got to start cleaning up your act, because otherwise it may all come to an end before then. Thank you as always, Rabbi. I appreciate the warnings, and I will definitely go out there and do my best to improve the quality of mankind.
And for those of you watching and listening, it's your choice. We can either have the four horsemen of the apocalypse, the death and destruction that we're watching happening, or we can have a really nice, pleasant time, and the end of days will come. God's kingdom will be established on earth, and everyone will be redeemed.